In today's video, I'm going to turn a plain one-dimensional silhouette into 3D puff embroidery satin stitches. Here we're in the software and I have my silhouette, and if I was to do something very simple, just kind of like a feel, this would be very straightforward. Here, real quick, let me outline the silhouette. If I was just to be doing a trace, and let me duplicate this, let's put a fill here. Something basic with put a satin stitch outline. Okay, if we're doing something very basic, very simple, okay, usually a fill stitch with an outline on the outside, very basic stuff. But if we want to take it one step further and turn this into satin stitches, of course we cannot turn this into satin stitches. They would be too long just by itself. So let's say here, measure here across 21 millimeters. Of course, that's too long. So we have to break our image into pieces. And this is where creativity comes into play. So here, what I did, and I did this in Illustrator, I broke it up into pieces. Okay, so here I still have my regular silhouette. So we could dim it a bit. I would still have my silhouette and I have it broken up into pieces. And this is a guide to show me where to break up my stitches. And then here, I just have the lines by itself. So different styles, different ways to do this. It all depends what is your style. Here, I'm going to use this one here where you can see the silhouette trace in the back, and I can see my lines here also. Now, when I break it up into pieces, now let me see my long stitch. So we're looking at about 8.4 millimeters right here. Since I broke it up into pieces, 7.6. If I go all the way down, it's at 11, so it's too long. 11.71 can be doable, but I wouldn't want to go that long. All right, so I broke this into two pieces there. All right, and then here, bam, 9 millimeters. This is probably the longest I would want to go. And the cool thing about this is, as a graphic designer or as a digitizer, really you can break these pieces up however you want to. So you can be very creative. There's 1,000 different ways to break this piece up. The way I broke it down, I just broke it down very straightforward. We could count how many objects we have. We have this middle one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 objects. Depending how you digitize, if you want to digitize it in order, if you want to start from the bottom, work your way to the top, or start from the top and work your way to the bottom, or just kind of mix everything up, it really doesn't matter. These 3 here, so I got my column A, my column B, my column C stitch. Really, this is kind of 99% of the tools that I'm using when I'm digitizing. Every software has this column A stitch. So this column A is probably the most popular one. I like to use column B, and column C, of course, has its advantage, which we're not going to use column C today. All right, but let me start with column A, which is the most basic one. So the lines, they're just guides for me. Okay, they're just kind of showing me my boundaries, where I should stay, but nothing is set in stone. You can always change stuff up. So here, column A, I'm going to go from one side to the second side. All right, I got a round here, I got a round here, and then I'm going all the way down, and then I pivot here. Now I'm going back out wide. This is a straight with a straight, and here, and here, and I'm ending kind of like here. That push is going to push down my satin stitches down. All right, so it looks like this. Since I'm just using that as a guide, I can always change this up. So here, right, you can always change stuff up. It's not like it has to be. All right, sometimes you have to deviate from your sketch and just change it up a tad bit. All right, we'll turn this color here. This is going to be on the top side of the face. I just want to put this one first to kind of show me where my overlaps is going to be at. Next, I could do these sides here. So here, I'll just use the column B, which is usually my favorite one to use. I'm doing one side first. All right, bam. Take it all the way straight here. And then I do the next side. And since our image is mirrored, we could easily duplicate, mirror, and shift it to its positive side. And since we broke it up into 7 pieces, all right, that's already 3. But let's put this one up forward. All right, so it's starting to give shape. Okay, this is all gonna be one color, but right now I'm using different colors just to kind of show me. I want to see my overlaps. Here I could use a column A. So it's just going across. All right, bam. Now I have this little hole right here that I need to fill. All right, I saved this one for last just so it could show me where to cover it up here. That'll be my first object that I stitch out. So put that right there in the bottom. All right, and just like that, we're getting shape here. Okay, so what we're doing here, since we broke it up, we're actually giving it a three-dimensional look, a face. All right, so here, this is all one piece here. Go ahead, let's get the B, column B, and we're just gonna get a good trace right here. All right, we just want to set our stitch angles. And of course, the power of the duplications. Go ahead, let's send this over to the negative side. All right, bam, just like that. At the very end, I'll just change all the color, but I'm doing this right now so I kind of get a view of my overlaps. Okay, so here you can see where my overlaps is right here. I got one piece here, one here, one here. All right, then here I got 1, 2, 3. That's fine there. Then here you could also tweak it up a bit. All right, just tweak this up. We don't need too much. So one thing that I have to add, since this is 3D puff, I need to add my cappings. All right, every time we have edges, such as here, you see this big gap right here. I need to close up this gap. All right, let's make this cap here. All right, bam, click, click. All right, so it looks something like this. Of course, it's gonna go down below. We can edit this if you ever gotta edit this. If you're getting foam, a lot of unnecessary foam coming out, you could always go ahead and just kind of fix this up, tweak with it, play around with it. All right, it was already good, but I'm just kind of showing you what you can do to it. This kind of controls it. The way I like to angle it this way, just so it could control the foam trying to stick out of this little area right here. And then here, since it's very small and tiny, we could just put kind of like the classic type capping, which is just kind of like 2 sides each. We could open these up a tad bit, open this up, give it a little space right here. Let's color this black. Duplicate, mirror, send it to the negative side. All right, okay, so it's right here. We could also edit this part here, just make this a little bit wider. Kind of doing this quick right now, but of course I'm gonna go back and clean this up a bit. We want to do our sequence. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to go first here, second, third, this cap, fourth, and then this front 5, and then up here where it says 1, 2, 3, sequence by selects. So that just sequenced that. So that was a cut here, and then I'm going to start up here, walk my way to this cap, 1, do the right side horn, and then walk to the next cap and do the left side horn, and then do that front, bam, sequence that. All right, have everything sequenced. Now what I want to do, my walk stitches. I'm gonna start here, first one here. I want to start here in this corner, and I want to end this corner, because at the very end right here where it says trims, I only want 2 trims. There'll probably be 3 just because I got to put a placement stitch. All right, but right now I just want to see 2 trims. And this is where I got to put my walking stitches to avoid any cuts, any unnecessary cuts. Put a walk stitch to my next area. H. All right, gonna be here. Now I'm gonna walk here to here. All right, so all I'm doing is making sure I have my walking stitches. So I'm doing one object. If there's an object that's not touching another object, I need to walk to that next object. Bam. All right, it's starting to get shape right now. All right, now we just want to give little details. All right, if you see that something's off, this is where we can change it. Here, I've already cleaned it up. And once I have everything ready to go, I want to make sure my 10-point checklist is all set, especially all my cuts. So now I'm going to push play and we can check it out. So this first stitch here, this is my placement stitch. This is going to tell me where to put my foam. This first stitch here, this is going to tag down the foam onto the hat. All right, I just want enough to hold it down, and then it starts the first object. Do the right side. You got a good overlap there. Now it's going to walk to the other side. Now it's going to close up this opening here. All right, just want to make sure I have enough overlap and everything looks good. Bam, now it cuts there. Now it's going to do the top part. Bam, all right, everything's good to go, looks good. Now let's stitch out this hat. All right, let's check out our final stitch out, and we are looking nice and clean. This is where I like to analyze my designs, and if there's anything I want to change, this is the time to do it. But I think everything looks good to go, and this hat is ready for production. See you on the next one. Peace out.